If you have cash flow challenges in your business right now, please stay tuned. A lack of cash flow in business causes most of the anxiety and also upset that the business owners that we deal with experience. There's nothing like a lack of oxygen, when you really need the oxygen, to cause you to be desperate and take desperate measures. So if you want to improve your cash flow, there's some simple things, not necessarily easy things, that you need to pay attention to. Firstly, it's understanding, is your business profitable? If you're not profitable, there's never going to be enough cash to sustain your business and give you the ongoing cash returns that you want. That's the first place I would look. Evaluate what you're charging for your work, what it's costing you to deliver, and what are you keeping after that. If you've got overheads that are quite substantial, what are you actually keeping as a net profit margin? First and foremost, you must be profitable. Secondly, how quickly are you receiving that money? So if you are delivering on the work, so you're winning, you're delivering, but there's a delay in invoicing, in some cases not just days, but if there's weeks, and if we've seen it, if it's months, well then no wonder there's a shortage of oxygen. So what you've got to do is you've got to really squeeze that time frame between when you finish the work, you invoice for the work. Now, you might say, John, but I'm really busy. I'm only getting to get to my paperwork once or twice a month. Well, you've got to understand that you've got to own the scenario. We've seen scenarios where businesses have changed their invoicing cycle from fortnightly to daily. And within 30 to 60 days, their cash flow problems have been fixed. So that's a second solution there. Thirdly, you want to have a look at your payment terms. You might be invoicing on time, but if you're not being paid for 30, 60, and sometimes 90 days, who's the bank? Now, we're a big believer that you as a business owner, are not in the position to bankroll your customers. So it then comes back down to having a conversation around the customers that you choose and the payment terms and conditions that you set up with them right at the very start. You always want to have a look at ways that you can have the time frame between you invoice to when you receive the cash in your bank as short as possible. Depending on the industry and depending on the trade, I get that it varies, but there's no reason why you can't sit down, establish some pretty solid payment terms and conditions to ensure that you get paid sooner for the work that you've completed. Part of that is also ensuring that you follow up on your expectations in the arrangement if you're not paid. Now, the customer will be good for it is famous last words. You know that, I know that. So if you say that if we're not paid on particular timeframes, that there will be a follow-up, or debt collection processes put in place, and you don't fulfill on that, well then who is out? It's time to be firm, to be fair, and be friendly about it. It's not about being aggressive. It's about having the right structures in place, managing the agreement, and then following through from your end when there's not. It takes time to understand you valuing yourself and following through on that. But when you do, unless you value yourself, the world will not value you as well. Other things is you want to delay money going out. Yeah, sure, you have suppliers and you have ongoing overheads and expenses. Some can't be negotiated with, like paying your team, paying yourself, some suppliers. But if there is a cash flow shortage, one of the things you want to have a look at is how do you delay funds going out? I think it's really important that if you expect a cash flow shortage, and I'll talk about how to expect a cash flow shortage in a minute and understand how that flows, that you're in touch with, say, your suppliers early and often. Look, if there's a way that you can say a percentage this month and a percentage next month. It's being open and early with your communication, upfront telling the whole truth around that scenario. And by the way, you're not the only business that's experienced a cash flow shortage. And suppliers, if they really value the relationship, will assist you through that short-term pain. Part and parcel of all of this is having a cash flow forecast in place. And what I mean by that is having a look at all of your expected outgoings in the weeks and month ahead. Now you've got some ones that are pretty easy. You've got your salaries, you've got your wages, you've got things like your overheads, your insurances, your vehicle loans and leases, some of those expected costs that you're going to have. And then it's also about planning based on the work that you've got in your pipeline when you're going to be able to complete, invoice, and be paid for that. So you can pretty much sit down and expect what your bank account balance is going to be in a week, in a month, and depending on the business, maybe 2 or 3 months ahead. How important is that? Again, the anxiety around shortage of cash flow is often to do with the not knowing versus the knowing I'm going to have a cash flow shortage. If you are only confident about your cash flow when you have money in the bank, okay, time to sit down with maybe us or someone who can support you with that, your bookkeeper or accountant, and put one of these cash flow forecasts in place. Tie that in with the strategies I've just shared with you, and I'm confident that within the next 30, 60, 90 days tops, you'll have control back over your cash flow, you'll be sleeping better at night, you'll have less anxiety, more confidence in your business, and have a business moving forward that's consistently profitable. And remember, you need to be profitable to exist and to continue to grow, not grow and expect the growth to deliver you profit. I trust it's been valuable, and I wish you all the best.